Okay, come. So the last week, right? Last week we talked a little bit about some algebra questions, right? And I told you that there are these three questions, question 8, 9, and 10. I'll put it into your PowerPoint. All right, then you can actually download it. All right. I didn't know if you have the chance to look at this question, but let's take a look at this. All right. So once again, last week, right, I did say something. I did say that the algebra, right, they are something like what? There are some secret messages, right? It's like secret coding. There are some secret or hidden numbers behind the alphabet. Remember? Right. So the last week I talked a little bit about algebra already. We have participated in some of the question. We did something called simplification. Right. Simplifying means putting the same family members together. And we also did something called what? English to math. Right. English to math. So we have to exchange the English words to mathematics. Remember? All right. So let's talk about this. This is from last week. It's a review question from worksheet 45. This week is called week 46. All right. So later we'll be doing week 46 worksheet. But let's finish these three questions from last week first. All right. These are the three questions which I gave you from last week. So down here, what do we have? Oh, Tina. Tina wanted to buy X number of tickets. All right. So this one is a secret number. All right. It's a hidden number. It's a secret number. How many? I don't know. I don't want to tell you. Just like sometimes, right, your teacher, right, your ladies teacher, you ask them, hey, teacher, what is your age? Do you think they would let you know? Of course, they will not let you know, right? All right. So if you ask me what's my age, I will not tell you the truth also. All right, because sometimes the age is a very secret thing to individual. All right. So if you ask the ladies what's their age and all this, they will say, I'm around this age. I am, let's say, X years old, something like that. All right. So the X is like a secret number. They don't want to tell you. Okay. And each ticket is at $15 each. All right. So this is the price of one ticket. Price of one ticket. But was short of $20. All right. $20 means what? Short of $20 means what? Not enough. Right? Not enough. Okay, children. If I tell you that the secret number is a 5, what will you do? If I tell you that the secret number is a 5, what will you do? Tina wanted to buy 5 tickets at $15 each. What will you do? You will take 5 tickets, right? You will take 5 tickets to do what? At $15 each means times $15. Is that true? So that will be your first step. All right, that will be your first step. Is that true? All right. And what will be your second step? All right, your second step will be what? Your second step will be, because the question say that you got not enough money, right? You got short of $20. Means that after that, right, down here you have to minus what? $20. Is that true or not, children? And that is the amount that Tina had. So again, right, if you don't know how to handle the algebra, the X, don't worry. Just give yourself a number. Let's say 5. 5 times 15. After that must minus $20. That is the steps. All right. So now, then you exchange back. You exchange back the what? You exchange back the 5 tickets for what? X. Right. Now becomes X tickets. You do a direct exchange times $15. Times $15. So that will be your first step. Then after that, you still need to minus the $20. Can you see now? So you are doing exactly the same step if it is a number. All right. Okay. So now is the problem whereby we have to talk about something called simplification. What is X times 15? That's the thing. What is X times 15? All right. Remember last week I did told you, all right, for example, you have things like 3A. And I told you to write the A like that, remember? All right, I told you to write the alphabet A. A is like that, right? I told you to write like that. All right. What does 3A represents? 3A actually represents 3 times A. All right, there's a hidden multiplication in the center. Remember? All right, so last week's lesson is important. Last week's lesson is all the basics. So if you can recall, that would be great. So if it's x times 15, right? If it's x times 15, right, will be equal to what? I can write it as 15x. Okay, I can write it as 15x. Okay, because x times 15 is the same as 15 times x. It's just like what? 2 times 3 and 3 times 2 is the same. Right, 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 2 is also 6. X times 15 and 15 times x is the same. It will give you 15x. Right, so again, in the center down here, right, there's a hidden multiplication. It's there, but we don't write it out. Then after that, what must you do? Remember the step? You must minus 20, right? So down here, you must continue to write minus 20. Okay? So if you were to combine everything together, right, what will your answer look like? Your answer will look like a 15x minus 20. All right, and every of this thing, right, is in dollars. So this will be your answer. Can you see? Ugly, I know. All right, I know it's ugly, but it's the right answer. All right, so you express your answer in dollar like that with a bracket. You write it as 15x minus 20. And this is the answer. All right, so last week we did the basics of algebra. All right, so Risabel, I'm so sorry that this one might be a bit different, difficult for you, right? Because you didn't attend the last week's lesson, right? But you try to adapt accordingly, lah. Try. All right. Later we'll be doing something else, all right? But this one you have to. I just need to go through it because last week they did this. Huh? Okay, come. Okay. Again, mathematics is to learn by example. All right, it's learning by example. So if you can, let's look at more examples. Can? Risabel, you got something to say? You raise your hand? Nothing. Okay. All right, if you got something to say, you can actually raise your hand or you can go to the chat and type in. Yes, Rachel, I saw your answer. All right, and Gordon also. Very good. All right, so Mrs. Lee bought n number. Again, this n is what? This is a secret number. All right, this is a secret number. So Mrs. Lee bought n numbers of oranges at a price of 3 for $2.40. 3 for the price of $2.40. All right, 3 for $2.40. She gave the cashier $10. How much change did she receive in terms of n? Right, in terms of the n down here. Okay, so down here, right, down here, for example, children, for example, if the n, right, if the n is 8, all right, if the n is, let's say, 8 oranges, what will you do? All right, if it's 8 oranges, what will you do? All right, I have the clue. The clue says 3 for $2.40, right? The clue says 3 oranges for $2.40. Can I purposely go and find what is 1 orange first? All right. So 3 oranges is $2.40. 1 orange will be $2.40 divided by 3. Does that make sense? To give you 80 cents. Then if I say 8 oranges, what will you do? If I say 8 oranges, what will you do? Sure, times 8 lah. Very good. Correct or not? All right, and therefore the 8 oranges will cost you $6.40. Is that okay? Then the question is talking about what? She gave the cashier $10. How much change will she get back? So remember, you still need to do another step. You still need to take your $10 to minus away your $6.40. Is that correct? Okay. So that are your these are your steps down here. All right, these are your steps. Okay. So now the 8 is not there. The 8 is not there. It's an imaginary number. All right, it's n number of oranges. 3 oranges for $2.40. So same thing. 3 oranges, you got to pay what? $2.40. What's the price of 1 orange? All right, it's the same step. You have to take $2.40, divide by the 3, because you're looking for 1 orange. is 80 cents. Ah, down here. Be careful. Okay, down here you have to be careful. All right, because the question is looking for n number of oranges, n number of oranges. All right, remember just now what did we do? Look at the pattern. Math is all about pattern here. Look at here. If it's 8 oranges, what do? We times 8, right? So if it's n oranges, we times n. Simple as that. All right, math is all about pattern. All right, so if you don't know, you can actually put in a real number. You try out, look at the steps, you do it step by step, then you can make a comparison, right? The 80 cent is still here. The 80 cent is still here. But now, because just now you can present as $6.40. But now, how do you present it? Remember what did I say just now? I said that, for example, you have a 7E. What does 7E represents? 7E actually represents 7 times E. Right? The times is actually hidden. Right? It's there, but we don't write it out. Okay? So how do you present this portion? Right? You can present it as $0.80n. Like that. Okay. All right. So there is a hidden multiplication in between here. It's there, but we don't write it out. Okay? Then remember your last step. What's your last step? Down here, look. Your last step is to take $10 to minus the $6.40. All right, so this portion here, right, if you make a comparison, this one, right, is something like this one. The purple is something like this one. Right, then the next step here, you take $10, you take $10 to minus away this number here. And that will be the answer. Woo! Hey, but sure, very ugly again. Yes, you are right. In a way, it's quite ugly. How come? Because you got $2 sign out here. Can we try to consolidate them? Consolidate them means to put them together. Then you give a bracket like that. All right, that is a bit neater. So the 10 you put into here. All right, minus the 0.80 and voila, beautiful. So you see? Okay. Ramis, can you please on your video? All right, I think Janelle's connection is a bit weak. That's why she didn't on. Right. I mean, you must have a good reason, children. Right. If not, can you please on your video so that at least I can see that you are behind the screen? Right, and that's the answer. Okay, children? Right, so this is like the last week I told you, right, algebra, the second portion. The first part is about simplification. And the second part is talking about this. All right, the second part we are talking about this. Okay, and what is this? Oh, this is what, law? This is talking about translating the English to math. Remember I told you about this thing called E to M? All right, so we are translating English to mathematics. Okay. And later we'll be doing some conversion. Very important. So today's lesson is actually very important. Right, there's a lot of goody stuff today. Okay. All right, and that's for question 9. Once again, as I say, the secret number you don't know, you can represent it as any number. And slowly you look at the steps. Once the steps is correct, you change a little bit, you try to combine things, right? It will be okay one. All right, again, learn by example. Don't worry so much. Okay, algebra is a very new topic. Don't stress yourself over it. A few more lessons, you will get it already. Okay, next question is about Mabel. What's up with Mabel? Let's see. All right, Mabel is H years old. Again, this H, what is this H? This H is a secret number again. Okay, instead of giving it a H, maybe you can think of a number that you like. Let's say Mabel is, 15 years old, can? All right. So Mabel is 15 years old. Her brother is 2 times her age. What must you do? 2 times means what? 2 English translate to much times what? 2 times 15, right? For example, if it's 15. All right.